What's happening, guys? My name is Jamie, this is the Norwich Reptile Shed, and in this video I'm going to be giving you an update, a general kind of look over the shed, what's improved, what we've changed since the last few videos, how my builds are progressing, and also we're going to do a couple of odd jobs in some of the vivariums. Okay, let's start with the newest build then that's complete, and that is the black rat snake, albino black rat snake Penny. She's actually in shed at the moment, so she's out. Really happy with how this vivarium turned out. It's still looking good. The only thing I've taken away is the big milk thing, and that's only because she kept knocking it over. So and a couple of times it actually came off of this. No matter how I wedged it in, she still managed to get that off of here and smash into the glass. So I thought, no, we can't do that. We can't be having that. So I've just got to figure out a way. It'll be a simple fix, just to permanently attach it to that wood crate. But that's just a little odd job that needs doing. Nothing major. And then underneath, I've started on the, well, I'm doing pretty well actually, I'd say, on the rockwork build. So I'm actually filming the full process of making this kind of rockwork. Turns out to be the one that I'm least happiest with, which is why I've been putting this off. I'll get sort of like, maybe, I'll go a couple of days without wanting to touch it, and then I'll get a bit of a spur to want to go and give it a go. So if I can actually turn the main lights on in there. Let's put them on there. So yeah, just a simple background on this one, nothing major. I've made the ledges big enough for the false water cobra to get on, and this is just the kind of the thin coat that you brush on. This isn't the thick one that I then put on to kind of finish the whole thing and texture it. So in that video I'm also going to mention a few little things that I'm changing about the builds on this, and as you can see on my builds I have these beams that run across that support the vivarium above it, and I've got a piece of wood here that's going to span those two with the heater on it, and that's going to in a way to try and eliminate the heat from going so efficiently into the vivarium above. So that's a trick, and I'm also mounting my lights on little blocks of wood as well to try and get an airflow between them. It's purely just because on the Taiwanese beauty snake vivarium, the soil gets quite warm from the vivarium underneath, from Mr. Pine's vivarium. So that's where we are with that one. So next up we've got this shelving unit that I built in last week's video. That's holding up. I bloody hope it holds up. I wasn't expecting it to fail, but I never really mentioned too much about getting these guys back in. So all over winter I actually had all of these animals in the bungalow, and just while I was trying to test out sort of brumating the whole shed, and I didn't want the assassin bugs, the lion day gecko, scorpions and things like that going through that. So everything's back in here now. This is the last lion day gecko that we've got. I might try and, let me see if I can feed her. She's normally pretty good at taking just a little thing. You alright, girl? There we go. Come on. Almost. Here we go. So yeah, that's the little baby lined day gecko. It's not so much a baby anymore, but we used to have a pair, and that was one of the babies, and she's staying with us in the shed. And then over here we've got the assassin bug Exoterra, which I built quite a while ago, and this thing's doing really well. Obviously the plants haven't done amazing in here. What I struggled with on the wire racking was these vivariums were like millimeters away from the heat lamp for my leopard geckos. Sorry, it's just the ducks outside making funny noises. Yeah, so they were. So I found that both these vivariums were drying out really quickly. So my plants weren't growing as good, and nothing was particularly growing in here very well. So now that that's changed, I can finally utilise the drainage layer again, keep everything nice and damp, and yeah, so hopefully that works. So down here, this is going to be the Exoterra for my crocodile skink. The glass tank that it was in is just getting a bit tatty now. I've moved it a couple of times, and the glass vivariums just don't like being moved, so a lot of it's kind of cracked. Everything in it was rotten, and I think I'd rather the height on this one, which means I can have a little waterfall, a paludarium, and I've got a deeper section for water rather than the glass tank as well. And then a couple of weeks ago we went out and got some plants for it, so I'm just keeping them in there at the moment. And I think I'm actually going to use this Reptile Systems light for it. I'm actually using the Reptile Systems, the bigger one up here, for the scorpion tank, and then the smaller one. So I think that will work perfectly on that vivarium, coupled with a UV lamp, and that's it. There's no heat or anything like that. But I just picked up a few. I've got some Boston ferns, a few species of philodendron, some bromeliads. Yeah, so yeah, that should be cool. That'll be a good start to building that vivarium. Okay, so we're going to take you outside now, and we're going to have a look at Daisy's run, because a few weeks ago, if you didn't see the video, I made some improvements to the run. We planted it up, took out all the grass, and put a load of tortoise safe plant seed in there, and they've actually all started to take, which is really cool. And I think Daisy's out there, so let's go and have a look. Oh, there's a duck. So there's Daisy. You gonna have a munch on some nettle? What are you looking at me for? No, you're not. Okay. So yeah, here's all the plants. So we can see that it's all starting to spring up. So we've got loads of cool little plant growth there. Couldn't tell you what they are. It's just a random bunch of seeds. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. We've still got the Carex grass going, still got the Hebe growing, and yeah, got big mallow there. She does eat mallow, so I'm not sure how that survived for the last few weeks. That's really shot up. It hasn't got no chunks out of it either. So, oh well. She can do what she wants. She's Daisy. We know you like these. What are you doing in that flower bed? What are you sitting there for? Oh God. We've got the leopard geckos temporarily in this 3-foot Viv Exotic. They're actually going to have, they were supposed to have this Viv, but they're going to have another 4x2 which will then sit on top of Rocky, and then I can start building more, probably 5 foots for these guys, not 4 foots. But obviously we've got the baby falsie, we've got the corn snake. Got no light there. I'm gonna figure that one out. And then all that's left in these original vivariums here, we've still got baby pine. So she's going to have a vivarium next Mr. Pine. No, she's not. She's going to have a vivarium up here, the same level as Ty. And then we've got 2 false water cobras. Yeah, we've got the false water cobras in there. That is Mrs. False's That is the false water cobra vivarium for my female. Next to her is going to be the male. So they're both going to have 6 by 3 foot vivariums each. And I'm going to make a door between these 2 as well. We're almost getting there, and obviously the Royal Python vivarium is growing in fairly nicely. I want to get a misting system on this instead of the, well, I want to get a spraying system instead of the mist stuff. So no, instead of the fog, that's the word. So I don't like the fog machine. It doesn't do anything. It's a bit of a gimmick. So what I want to do now is fit a misting system, and I'll probably just give them their own misting system because eventually I want to tie this whole lot into a Mist King. But what I might do is maybe all the cat snakes, these guys, and then keep this one separate just because I can do that now. Now then, let's get on to the cat snake vivarium. So I've got a new plant. I've been waiting for spring for the supermarkets to start selling this particular plant, and that plant is bamboo. So I feel like this vivarium is big enough to grow bamboo in. I'm hoping the lighting's going to be okay. I do struggle with growing plants in these vivariums, but I think it's just me and my lack of watering that is the problem. But I'm going to try and grow bamboo in there. So the next part of this video is going to be talking about some bamboo. So this is the bamboo we've got. So what I was doing was instead of going to a garden centre and paying quite a lot of money for bamboo, especially this sort of height, I've been waiting specifically for Morrison's actually in the UK. They always sell bamboo at spring and summer sort of time out in their garden centre-y car park bit. So I've been waiting for that. 25 quid for, what's that, 5 foot? Maybe even 6 foot of bamboo, which is nuts. That's really cheap. So my plan is to obviously take it out of there, clean the roots off, and take the Ficus benjamina out of this one, and try. Oh, should we do this one? Because the Ficus benjamina, every now and again, when I remember to water it, does okay. So maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll stick to this one where I've had crappy plant growth for ages. Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to do that. So what I'm going to do with this one is take out these big tubs that I use as planters out the back, and transplant the bamboo into that. I might actually swap that corner out for that corner because that's a bigger planter, and then we'll see what happens. Let's crack on. Let's get some bamboo involved. I am really happy with that. I think that's awesome. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get bamboo for all of these now, and because that just looks so cool. I don't know if the colour looks as good on the video, but that's epic. Coupled with a halogen, so I swapped out the deep heat projector for a halogen. So I designed these vivs initially when the deep heat projector came out. I thought they would be a good all-round basking spot lamp. Turns out, obviously, we now know that they aren't. But they kind of control. I've got my night heat going through them as well, so I'm slowly getting rid of that stuff. Everything I build from now on, as you well know, is halogen only. So this is sort of like a test with the 60-watt lamp. See how we get on, see what the temps read out. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm not going to put the snake in there yet, because if you spotted when I took the glass out, this was the first vivarium I ever built. And I measured the glass a little bit too long, so I've always struggled with getting the glass in and out of this Viv. And today the track gave way, so I've glued the track back in. So cat snake won't be going in until maybe this evening. It's super hot in here, so the silicone will cure pretty quickly. But yeah, if not tomorrow morning. But yeah, so that's where we are with that one. So really happy with that. So that'll do it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed that one. It's just a little bit of an update what's going on in the room. I feel like we're getting to a good place. We're at a good sort of, everything's almost there. I've got one sort of 6-foot Viv to build, and I think I'll be quite happy with how the room is starting to look. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one. Really happy with the cat snake Viv. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I put loads of updates on that all the time, so there'll be loads of pictures, videos, especially with the new Vivarium going in. And stick around for the rock building one. So that's coming out maybe next week, maybe the week after, depending on how well how quick I build it. So thanks for checking this one out. If you want to support the channel, please head over to Patreon, and also don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.